and welcome to this week's Tap In Tuesdays with Rene'e. I'm Rene'e Betterton with Life Solutions Healing Coaching, and thanks for joining me tonight. Tonight's going to be a great show because we're going to do some healing tonight. I'm going to teach you how to get rid of some trapped emotions that may hold you back. You ever find yourself sometimes, or maybe most of your life, you felt this way, feeling kind of lost, like a loner, like you don't seem to fit in with anyone? It's hard for you to get close to people. There may be a reason for that. And that reason just may be that you may have a trapped emotion or more than one. It could be multiple trapped emotions in different places in your body. So tonight we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to teach you how to release some of those trapped emotions. And maybe some of these trapped emotions are also causing you to have feelings of anxiety, maybe unexpectedly at times. Maybe you get panic attacks where sometimes you feel like your chest is about to explode. You feel paranoid, don't know what to do, you're afraid. All these emotions come over your body and it doesn't feel good. Well, I'm going to teach you what to do when an anxiety or panic attack come up. So what's the difference between an anxiety and panic attack? They can be really similar, but a panic attack is more along the lines where you feel like you're in a life-threatening situation. Anxiety could be accumulated stress and worry over something that you think could happen that's going to change your life or cause a hardship in your life in some way. So that's kind of the difference there a little bit. So if you haven't met me before, I'm Rene'e Betterton, and I host Tap In Tuesdays with Rene'e every week on Facebook Live at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And tonight I'm broadcasting as well on YouTube Live. So thanks for joining me. For all you newcomers, thanks for everyone that's been here before. You're going to enjoy tonight's show. So what I like to do is I like to talk a little bit about trapped emotions, what they are, where they come from, how we get them, why they trap in our bodies, and some things that you can do that are preventative techniques to keep you from getting anxious and getting panic attacks. Some things that you can do in the midst of a panic attack or anxiety attack. And I'm going to show you how you can use just your own body, muscle testing, your hands, or a magnet if you have a magnet, to release some of these trapped emotions in your body, and maybe all of them. So right now, I have this book by Dr. Bradley Nelson. It's called The Emotion Code. And then he also has a course with an app that's online that's called The Body Code. And the work that he does is probably by far the most effective work that I've used on myself. And I started using it about year and a half or so ago, something like that, I guess. And I just recently purchased my own copy of the book, The Emotion Code. And so tonight, I'm going to show you some stuff out of the Emotion Code book that I learned from Dr. Bradley Nelson that will help you learn how to remove some of the trapped emotions in your body. Some of these trapped emotions can come up as physical pains in the body that you don't know why they're there. They could show up after time as illnesses, sometimes serious illnesses like deadly diseases like cancer, strokes, heart disease, asthma, scoliosis, MS, all kinds of things. And some things in our life that can cause these things to happen are, one, traumas that happen while you're growing up. So maybe you're exposed to something that left feelings in your body that you didn't know how to deal with at the time when you're having them. Maybe feelings of terror, horror, panic, fear, humiliation. There's a lot of different emotions that you could have felt. There's also things that while your mother was carrying you in the womb, that during this time something happened with her and she was feeling very strong emotions. And those really strong emotions were picked up by you while you were developing in the womb of your mother. So it may be something that you absorbed that she was feeling. It may be something that you absorbed that came from your outside environment. And also, as you're growing up, not only can you experience these feelings that become trapped emotions, but someone else that you're around that's having some really, really strong feelings um, could be having such a strong emotion that you saw them, you empathized with them, and you absorbed that emotional feeling because you were able to feel their pain. So it's something to be careful about when you're doing work with other people is that you protect yourself ahead of time by doing a prayer Dr. Bradley Nelson suggests. And this prayer is thanking your guides, God, source energy, whatever, thanking for their assistance in the healing and asking that you're protected from any course from doing the healing, such as you absorbing the emotions that you're taking away from this other person. Okay. So sometimes things like severe traumas in our life, like physical abuse, sexual abuse, being robbed, being kidnapped, witnessing a murder, or almost getting murdered yourself. These are very strong things that are going to hold probably quite a different variety of emotions in your body when you experience these things up close. Going through, watching your parents go through a divorce, going through that with that separation of one of your parents, or maybe one of your parents just moves out and leaves and you don't see them for a long time. Feelings like abandonment, feelings of hopelessness, feeling like there's something wrong with you or you did something wrong, there's something that you need to fix, or blaming someone else and being angry, thinking that it's somebody else's fault, or blaming yourself in some way. There's a lot of things that could leave scars in you, scars that you don't see on the outside, scars that are on the inside. So what happens when you have an emotion? And a lot of us are taught to suppress our emotions. You can't act like that. You're not allowed to cry. You're not allowed to get angry. You don't have that right. Or good kids don't do that. Behave yourself. You should be, like most kids are, seen and not heard. You ever hear things like that? Different things like that are going to cause a child to not be able to speak up when they feel a certain way. That's why some kids are molested and they don't say anything because for some reason they feel like they did this, they caused this, or they're being punished in some way, or they're going to get hurt in some way if they tell somebody. There's a lot of things that can go through their head that can keep them from saying anything. It may seem like they're protecting the perpetrator, but and maybe in their mind, it doesn't seem that way. They're protecting themselves. So there's a lot of ways that you can get different types of traumas that can come into your life that are going to cause you to push things down. So when you feel something, you push that feeling down because you're not allowed to feel it for whatever reason. Your body takes it and kind of, usually when you can't deal with your emotion, you'll contract it in your body in some way. And when you contract it in your body, it holds it in your muscles, usually different parts of your body. And that's one of the big reasons that emotions will get trapped in your body. So we're going to talk about tonight about how to release some of these trapped emotions. And we're going to talk about how to stop a panic attack or anxiety attack. They're very similar in a lot of ways. But the emotions are actually coming from your subconscious brain, which is down in the base, the stem of your brain. And it's finding familiarities, whether they happen in your physical life or they happen in the womb or they were so that's another way that you can get stuff in your body. Trapped emotions is somewhere along the line when your ancestors carried something that was so strong in them that it trapped in their DNA and they passed it along down through generations. So you may have an emotion that's not even yours that you carried, that you picked up from maybe your mother, and maybe she picked it up from her mother. Maybe she picked it up from her mother, and maybe she picked it up from her mother. And it can go back 10, 20 generations. You just never know. But by doing muscle testing, which I'm going to teach you some more of that tonight, and I taught this in some of the other lessons. So we'll do some muscle testing tonight so you can get yes or no answers. And then we'll use the motion code book, which I'm going to get here in just a second because it's over there in my computer bag. And I'm going to show you how to use the combination of two to release stuff and how to use NLP that I learned from Dr. David Snyder that teaches you how to stop a panic attack and anxiety in its tracks. And I'm going to teach you some things like meditation and how you meditate properly, and different things that you can do on a daily basis is going to help you keep your body calm on top of releasing things as you go along. Okay. So I hope you're with me tonight and you're ready to do all that. So let me grab the emotion code book real quick and I will be right back. Okay. Thanks for being patient. So here we have the emotion code book. And the motion code book is a handbook guide. He says how to release your trapped emotions for abundant health, love, and happiness. From personal experience, I used this book when I was still living over in Ashland. Today I'm on the coast. I'm in my granddaughter's birth bedroom. That's why you see the zebra stripes, because she likes black and white. Anyway, so when I first was introduced to the motion code, it was probably about a year and a half ago, and I was living in Ashland. And my roommate, we were doing some different healing and stuff, and started talking about something, and he's like, well, what about this? I'm like, what's that? And he was talking about the motion code. And so that's where I was first introduced to it. So he went and got his book. He showed me some stuff online. Then he went and got his book, and he allowed me to take some pictures of some of the stuff out of the book and the chart, basically. And so I went through using the book and released a bunch of trapped emotions. And I started releasing I released a hidden heart wall that I had. And I started releasing trapped emotions on a daily basis as I was going along. But what happens sometimes is you'll have overload. So if you release too many at one time, your body needs that time to process those trapped emotions. So usually you can do one session in a day that you can release, anywhere from 5 to 10, depending on how big they are and how well your body is adjusting to them, trapped emotions. And then it may take, a couple, 2 or 3 days or more, especially if you release a lot in one session, for your body to process them and adjust. Okay. So you got to give it some time to rest. So don't overdo it when you're doing these things. So I have my new own copy that I recently purchased, and it's an updated and expanded version. And it teaches you how to use the motion code on yourself. It teaches you how to use it on other people, on animals, on children. And of course, there's a go-between when you're working with an animal and with a child. And one, you always have to have the parents' permission to work with the child. Okay. It's unethical to go behind, a parent's back and do that. So this is what the motion code chart looks like. Bring it up a little bit closer. I'll bring it up a little closer on the screen. You can kind of see what that looks like. So with this, what we do is we use muscle testing to discover what kind of trapped emotions you may have in your body. And as we use the muscle testing, we'll ask specific questions that are going to tell us what we need to do, what we need to know. If we need to know more information, if it's an inherited emotion, if we can release it or not. Okay. And we'll use muscle testing to find these answers. So we find out one answer at a time that'll release the trapped emotion or tell us more information about it and then release the trapped emotion. Okay. My hair is tickling my face or something. I don't know what I got going on. Anyway, so tonight, I don't have a magnet with me tonight. I still want to find one that's just right for me. But we can use our hands. So your hands have a magnetic field. We're all energy. So, and what we do is when we release is we use the meridian. So we usually start here for your third eye. You go all the way down, go back as far as you can go down and pull off. And when we're releasing a trapped emotion, we do it 3 times. If we're releasing a trapped emotion that was inherited from someone else, one of your parents, grandparents, aunt, uncle, whatever, if it was something that was inherited, what will happen is we'll do the same swipe, but we'll do it instead of 3 times, we'll do it 10 times. And it goes back 10 generations and clears out for previous ancestors. And it also clears out for your children and their children that also have picked up this, okay? And then after we do some of this, I'll show you some of this, and then we'll work on showing you how to keep your energy level positive and be ahead of the game. And then for those of you who suffer from anxiety and panic attacks, I'm going to show you some NLP from David Snyder that you can use that's going to help with those specific situations when they occur at the time that they're occurring, okay? It's not something that you go back and try to undo, because when you're having a panic attack, there is no going back and fixing it. But I'll teach you some things that'll help you work through it and help you let it go, okay? Release it, okay? I'll give you a few different tricks that you can use and some breathing techniques that'll help keep you calm throughout the day. So what we're going to do today is, if you haven't gotten it yet, and you can get it depending on which version you got, anywhere from $15 to $30, somewhere in that range. Um, and you can order it online. That's what I did. Just type in the emotion code or Dr. Bradley Nelson, and you can get to the site and you can get the same book that I have. And if you want to get a magnet, awesome. But it's not mandatory that you have a magnet, but it could work a little bit stronger and quicker if you had a magnet as well. So what we're going to do is, I showed you before some different types of doing strength testing. So tonight what we're going to do is we're just going to do the ring testing with the 2 fingers, okay, the middle finger and the thumb, and you're just going to interlock them, okay? So if the answer is yes, it's going to go this way. If it's no, it's going to go that way. And when you're asking somebody's questions directly and they're lying, it's going to go through just like a no answer. And if they're telling the truth, it's going to stay consistent and in place, okay? That's one way to kind of work with finding out if someone's lying or not, and also yes or no questions to whether or not you have trapped energy in your body, trapped emotions, energy, just like anything else, okay? Everything's energy. So let's go and do a few little things. So first thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to see if I have a hidden heart wall. And if you got the book, great. If you saved the copy that I posted last time on Facebook of the emotion code chart, great. You can take that and use that while we do this. If not, You can take a snapshot of this. I'll put it up on Facebook. Here's on Facebook. You want to take a snapshot of that. You can see it. Here we get a closer view of on YouTube. We'll put it at that. You might want to take two snapshots. We'll show the bottom half. Well, you can see that. Anyway, so these are the motions in the motion code book. So I'm going to use the ring code, and if I was working with you, I would ask your subconscious if I have permission to work with you, to be a proxy for you. And when I get a yes, then I speak directly to your subconscious. And when I speak directly to your subconscious, I get yes and no answers, just as if it's that I'm you. Okay. So tonight I'm going to work with myself. I don't have anyone with me that's wanting to have some work done tonight. So I'm just going to work on myself tonight. So I'm going to show you what to do. The first I'll ask is you always want to do the test. So my name is Rene'e. My name is George. Okay, that test out right. Yes. No. Okay. Yes, it's solid. No, goes through. True. False. See, your subconscious knows what these words mean. So when you say them, it replicates the response in using this process that you're looking for. Okay. So let's ask, do I have a hidden heart wall? See, I've cleared one out a few times. So either stuff was still trapped before, or I have a new one. Okay. So can we release one of the trapped emotions from the heart wall now? Yes, we can. Trapped emotion column A? No. Trapped emotion and an odd number row? Yes, it is. So it's in B, an odd number row. Is it in row 1? Is it in row 3? So we know it's in B3. So we'll go to the chart, and we'll look at the chart, and we'll go down to, here's column B, and we'll go down to 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to read from this box right here. And the list is confusion, defensiveness, grief, self-abuse, and stubbornness. So let's ask. So is a trapped emotion confusion? No. Is a trapped emotion defensiveness? No. Trapped emotion grief? No. Is a trapped emotion self-abuse? Okay, the trapped emotion is self-abuse. Okay. Now that we know the trapped emotion, let's find out if we need to know more information about it to release it. Do I need to know more information? I do. Do I need to know when it occurred? Yes. Okay. Did it occur before age 40? No. Did it occur before age 50? Between 45 and 50? Between 40 and 45? Okay. Was I 40? No. 41? So I was around 41 years old. Okay. So this is like 14 years ago. Do I need to know more information? No, I don't. So at this point, since my body subconscious says I don't need to know more, I just do this. So there's no indication that it's inherited. So we're going to go back 3, as far down, and just lay all your hands flat onto your forehead. Go down, okay? Go down as far as you can. And try to hit that bone that's at the top of your upper back there, below your neck, okay? So now let's ask, did I release the trapped emotion of self-abuse? Yes, that's good. Did I release the trapped emotion of self-abuse? Okay, now I got a yes. Okay. Now let's ask, we have another one in there. Do I have another trapped emotion in my heart wall? I do. Trapped emotion column A, trapped emotion column B. It's an odd number row. It's in row 1. It's in row 3. So B3. So we'll go to B3, and we're in the same box again, okay? Trapped emotion confusion. Trapped emotion defensiveness. It is. Do I need to know more information? No. I release the defensiveness. Release the defensiveness. Release the defensiveness. And now I'll ask, do I release the trapped emotion and defensiveness? I did. Do I have another trapped emotion in my hidden heart wall? I do. It's trapped emotion in column A. So that's in column B. Is it an odd number row? It is. Is it in row 1? No. Is it in row 3? No. Row 5? You already know it's 5, but it doesn't hurt to check. So it's in row B, in 5. So we'll go down to 5. And there's conflict, creative insecurity, terror, unsupported, and wishy-washy. Let's see. Is the trapped emotion conflict? Trapped emotion creative insecurity? Trapped emotion terror? Trapped emotion unsupported? Okay, there it is, unsupported. So somewhere along the way, I felt unsupported, or I picked it up from someone. Let's see. Do I need to know more information? Do I need to know when it occurred? Did it occur before age 30, before age 20, before age 10, before age 1? Occurred before age 1 and 5. Was I 2? 3? I was 3, and I felt unsupported in some way. Do I need to know more information? No. So at 3 years old, I trapped an emotion of feeling unsupported, like somebody wasn't there for me. My parents didn't agree with what I wanted to do at 3 years old. That's not. Did we release the trapped emotion of unsupported? Yes. Okay. Sorry, there's a lot of noise going on. They're putting in a new hot water tank that went out today, and there's stuff going on out in the garage and stuff too. And I'm kind of above the garage almost, my granddaughter's room. So let's see if we have another trapped emotion in the hidden heart wall. Do I still have a hidden heart wall? I do. Okay. Release one of the trapped emotions. Yes, we can. Emotion column A. Column A. Is that odd number row? No. Is it in row 2? So it's in A2. Let's go to column A, row 2. Is it anxiety? Is it despair? It's despair. Do I need to know more information about it? I do. Do I need to know when it occurred? Yes. Occurred before age 50? 40? Oh, hold on. It occurred before age 50? Occurred before between 50 and 55? Was I 51? 52? 53? 54. So at 54, I felt despair. Do I need to know more information? Okay, is this connected to? Is this connected to? Well, do I need to know more information? No. Okay. My subconscious mind told me who this was connected to, this despair. So still, sometimes we linger over old hurts and we don't want to let them go and reiterate the energy of the emotion that you felt before. So it's almost like feeling going through it all over again. Okay. So let's see if we release that. Did I release that emotion, despair? Yes, I did. Good. Okay. So what I want to show you now. So release some trapped emotions. I showed you how to do that. I didn't have any kind that came up in the womb or inherited. But you just go on and ask more questions in order to find that out. And then if it is inherited, you do 10 instead of 3. Okay. So sorry about all the noise. People are working outside. Anyway, so let's talk about feelings of anxiety and panic. Now, most emotions, what will happen if you're allowed your body to handle them being there, is just allow them to come up, allow yourself to feel them, acknowledge them, thank them for serving you, watching over you. And you can either just gently breathe in and out, breathe in through your nose, slowly breathe out. and wait for that emotion, usually fear, vulnerability of some sort, to pass, or where you're feeling it in your body. If it doesn't seem to pass, you can do a couple different things. You can either just visualize a door opening and window opening where that energy is, and just tell the energy, thank you for serving me, um, that I release you. I don't need you anymore. I got this. I give you permission to be free. I give you permission to go. And just visualize that energy flowing out of your body. And just, it can be whatever it wants, you want it to look like. It can look like bubbles. It can look like stars, whatever. Just imagine it flowing out and just dissipating up into the sky and being gone. Another thing you can do is you can use some NLP techniques when you're in a full-blown panic attack or anxiety and you don't know how or you to relax your body in order for you to just breathe and allow it to be. Because your body will naturally go through the process on its own of releasing things if you can handle. It's like Abraham says on Abraham Hicks, if you feel like you're falling out of an airplane and you don't know what to do, just hold on and it will be over soon. Whatever that emotional feeling that you're feeling at that time, it's something that's triggering from your subconscious mind that's telling you there's a reason to be fearful, there's a reason to be worried, stressed, whatever you're feeling it as, anxiety, whatever it's showing up for as you. And when you can train your brain to say, I got this, I'm in control. I don't need to be afraid. I'm going to do this anyway. I don't care. Then you can start working on changing those patterns by overriding them, by giving your brain new informations of new ways of doing things and following through with action on them. Okay. Another thing you can do is you can use NLP if you're not comfortable with your energy and it's not working for you as quickly as you like and you can't handle it because of your stress level. You can use an NLP technique that I've used with my daughter-in-law a couple times for her anxiety. So maybe you're thinking about something that you want to do and something triggers in you. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I can't do this. I don't have the money. I'm not smart enough. I'm not technical enough. I don't know what to do. Or you start thinking about a family member that's going to be maybe envious of you or tell you, what do you think you're doing? You can't do that. You're not smart enough to do that. You can't do things like that. You don't have no experience. You don't have no money. It's going to take money. Who's going to be watching you? Nobody's going to be watching. Nobody knows who you are. All kinds of people could be saying all kinds of different things. And these things, just thinking about what they might say before they even say anything, could start stirring up in your body and causing you to feel this tightness in your chest. Or maybe you've been stressing on something for a while and you've been feeling maybe flutters in your chest or tightness or um, your heartbeat starts to race and you feel all antsy. Like there's something you need to be doing, something you need to be saying, somewhere you need to be going. Something should be happening and it's not happening fast enough for you, whatever it might be. That can cause a lot of stress and anxiety in someone. Thinking about things from the past that didn't feel good, that too can cause a lot of stress and anxiety in someone. There's all kinds of different things that can cause these things in you. So don't feel like you're a victim and it only happens to you, because that's not true. It happens to a lot of people. And I personally experienced a lot of anxiety in my life and panic attacks. I remember one time I was having a panic attack so bad that I had to go down to my in-laws' house and take one of her antidepressants, which I think it was Lexapro, but it helped calm down the anxiety that I was having. and the panicking, of like feeling like I was going to have a heart attack or something. It was something that was so strong that I felt like I needed to fix it right then and there, or I wasn't going to live, almost that kind of feeling. And that's what panicking feels like, is when you feel like something's going to happen, you're not going to be able to control it, it's out of your hands, or it's already in the works of happening, or just happening, and you don't know what to do because you want to fix it so badly and you can't. So you start feeling helpless. And when you worry more about it, it just becomes a hopeless situation for you. And you panic. What am I going to do? I don't know what to do without this person. I don't know what to do if this happens to me. I don't know what to do if I can't fix this right now. I remember the last panic attack I had. It was very unexpected. I was doing a lot of healing anyway and working on myself, and I got some news from someone that I didn't want to hear, and I wanted to fix it. I wanted to fix it right then. I was trying to think of anything that I could do to try to fix it. And it's like, all right, Rene'e, the things that you teach, the things that you listen to, the things that you practice is not this kind of behavior. So I thought, well, what would I tell myself to do when I was feeling like this? What would I tell somebody else to do? And I thought about it, and it would be to start using whatever healing practice that works the best and the fastest for me, and just keep doing it until I feel better. So I did. So I took out some stuff that I had from this book, The Motion Code, that my friend let me copy. And I just started asking my body, do I have a hidden heart wall? Do I have a trapped emotion in there? Do I have a trapped emotion around this situation with this specific person? And I just started releasing everything. And all of a sudden, I started feeling lighter and lighter, like a weight of just emotional baggage that was just being lifted and taken out of me and just removed from me. Like the expression, having a weight on your shoulders, carrying around a lot of responsibilities that sometimes aren't your responsibilities. Well, sometimes things that feel like they need to be fixed or changed in some way because you don't like the emotional feeling of the outcome. So you want to change how it feels by trying to change and control the situation. But some things aren't ours to change. They're not our responsibility to change. They're none of our business what other people are thinking about us or what they decide to choose for themselves. And sometimes that's really hard to take, isn't it? It's hard to take when you don't have any control over a decision that involves you, but you don't have any decision in it. Like when someone decides to leave you that you really, really like, really care about, and you don't have no control over their decision. It's their choice. You have to accept it. And sometimes when we say that, we think that we're accepting it, but deep down, we really have these dark, hidden emotions that we're hiding from everyone, that we're pretending like we don't have. So we'll suppress those emotions. And we'll do that maybe in another relationship or another situation with someone close to us. And now you have this big old pile of repressed emotions in your body, stored maybe in a leg, in your arm, maybe up in your head. And now it's turning into things that have just built up and built up like an onion has layers of skin. These emotions can build up over time, and they can get trapped in your body because you'll contract when you're feeling that emotion because, like I said before, we're usually taught that it's not okay to feel that. It's not okay to act that way. It's not okay to say what you feel, what you're feeling inside. And a lot of us as adults, we still don't know how to handle our emotions. So we'll lash out at other people. We'll try to control the situation or environment so we have the outcome that we want to have. Because, if you're controlling the outcome, Can't get hurt, right? At least that's what we believe. Then there's this false belief around that we truly are in control in the first place, right? Because usually we're not. We're trying to control somebody else, what they feel, what they think, what they say, what they do, because that's really how we were raised, right? As children growing up, even as, young children, even before in the womb, you're learning control. Somebody in the house is the boss. Somebody's, in control of the finances. Someone's in control of, you know, who does what and when, who's allowed to go where, at what time, your curfews. Everyone knows as kids growing up, you had curfews, you had do's and don'ts in the house, you had do's and don'ts out of the house. And, almost all kids snuck around at one time or another and did something they weren't supposed to. And I think the kind of that thrill of that risk that they were taking made it all that more exciting and more enticing to want to do it, right? Because, what if I get caught? Some people like that adrenaline, just like when people are working on stuff, they like that pumped up adrenaline that you feel when you're waiting till the last minute. Like you have company coming over for dinner and you got this big meal to fix, and you kind of like, gosh, what should I fix? And you think about it, you think about it, think about it. And then the last couple hours, you're racing around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to, prepare this and prep this. And, do I have the right wines if you're serving wine? Do I have enough bottled water for everyone? Do I need to decorate? Or, all these little last minute decisions you try to think of, but it gets you pumped up. But it's like eating a bunch of sugar, and then there's that sugar rush and you come back down. You drew it kind of to also with like the adrenaline fatigue. Adrenaline fatigue is when you wake up in the morning and you have all this energy and you just pump, 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 and go, 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 go. And then you'll come down and you'll have this kind of fatigue, tired mode that you go through. And then you'll get another burst of energy in the evening and you'll go, 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 go again. And that is could be adrenaline fatigue. Okay. And there's so many other things, and I'm naturally high strung. So when I sit in one spot for too long, like sitting in front of a computer or sit in front of TV in a movie theater, things like that, I have a tendency to get kind of tired and my body wants to start shutting down. So let's talk about some things that you can do on a regular basis that's going to help calm your body, and it's actually going to help with your energy, vibration, your alignment with who you are. And what I mean that is we're meant to be people who come, have experiences, see things we like, we want more of them, enjoy the ride along the way, have the fun in it, and then find something new that we want to experience and do the same thing. Enjoy the ride, have all the fun along the ride. And once we've milked it for all its, all the fun out of it, move on to something else. A lot of people will get bored with people, situations, jobs, because one, they stop looking at the things they like about it. So they've, kind of lose part of that enjoyment. And two, the other part is that they go into it thinking that, okay, this is my lifetime job. This is going to make me feel this way for the rest of my life. Their expectations are higher than the level of um, enjoyment that they're allowing themselves to have from the job. So if you're only allowing yourself so much enjoyment for this job and for so long before you have to experience something new from it to make you happy, you're going to get burned out in your job probably pretty quickly, because you kind of have to create your new experiences, your new funds. You can change up how you do things. Maybe it works great some way, but wouldn't it be less boring if you tried it a different way, or tried using one of your an opposite hand than what you normally use for doing something? Not only is it strengthening your mind and your motivation in your brain, but it also keeps things from getting bored and stagnant. I'm one that has a tendency to get bored with stuff quickly. I learn things usually pretty easily. And once I do, it's kind of like the mastering of it. Like I said, the mastering of it is done. The excitement and the challenge along the way of learning it is gone. And for me, when I feel like I keep learning the same thing over and over, and I feel like I've exhausted the different capacities of ways of learning it, it becomes stagnant to me and boring, and I don't want to keep looking at it. It's hard for me to go back and look at it. So, one of the things that we need to learn how to do is to keep ourselves calm. If we keep ourselves calm throughout the day, we're less likely to be stressed by things. Even though there's different things that you can do to cause the stress and decrease the stress, there's things that work better than others. So if you are having that full anxiety attack, like I was talking about, one NLP technique you can do is what you may call it the picture frame. I just call it framing that David Snyder uses. So wherever you're feeling it, usually it's in your chest, a tightness in your chest. You may feel sickness down in your stomach when you're feeling really uncomfortable, uneasy feeling. Usually it's from some kind of vulnerability that you're feeling. You're afraid that you're going to feel something that's not going to feel comfortable. And it makes you feel very vulnerable to put yourself in that position and know that that can happen. And there's not really, in your mind, in most cases, a belief that there's any way to prevent that from happening. So you avoid the situation altogether from happening. That's usually what will happen in most cases. So let's say you're getting ready to go up on stage. You can either allow that fear to build up and use that as adrenaline and just feel that fear and do it anyway. But sometimes when it's really, really bad, it may be hard to do that. So what you can do in cases like that is feel wherever you're feeling it. Maybe you're feeling this tightness right here in your chest, okay? Reach out, close your eyes. Just take a couple breaths, deep breaths in. Do it one more time. Deep breath in through your nose. Slowly release it through your mouth. Just ask your mind to relax, calm your body. And just wherever you're feeling that tightness, reach in front of you with your opposite hand and reach out and feel. Look for that picture. That picture is going to stand out to you wherever it is. Find it. If you can't see it, then do the feeling. And how I feel it is I reach out, and when I feel it, it intensifies the feeling in my chest or wherever I'm feeling anxiety. And that's how I know I got it. And so if you can see it, just fill it out. Look at where it's out, and we're going to frame it. If you're feeling it, then just kind of feel where the shape is by the potency of the feeling, okay? Filling it out like that. So once you got it, you're going to take it, you're going to frame it. Put a big black frame around it like that. Now you got a hold of it. Now you can do like an old black and white TV. Just visualize that that's got knobs on the bottom of it. And one of those knobs is what we used to call a contrast knob. Now with this contrast knob, it gives you an option to turn the knob all the way over to the right or all the way to the left. Now when you turn it all the way over to the right, you notice that your screen turns white. So the picture is now a white screen. Now you took it, put it back in neutral, and you turn it all the way over to the left, and you notice that the screen becomes solid black. Now you get to choose which screen that you want to work with, the solid black or the solid white, whichever is more comfortable for you. Okay, I'm just going to go and I'm going to turn mine to white. Now you got that white dominant hand, and you're holding that picture frame up there still, okay? And you take your dominant hand and just pretend that that dominant hand, your index finger, is a gold glittery pen. And that gold pen can write away anything that's in here that you need to learn from, whatever lessons you need to learn, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to start writing every lesson that you need to learn from this experience, whether it's a positive lesson or a negative lesson. Maybe this lesson is to speak up for myself. Maybe it's to mind my own business. Maybe it's to stop trying to create other people's reality. Maybe it's to stop abusing myself. Maybe it's to stop, you know, hating myself. Maybe it's stop hating someone else. Maybe it's to let somebody go of the blame. Whatever it might be that you need to learn from this experience, start writing all your lessons now. Just take that pen. Don't worry about you running out of room because it'll just scroll like a roll of paper and it'll just keep giving you more and more room to write. So write whatever it is that you need until you feel comfortable. Now, once you've got all those lessons that you feel that you need to learn from this experience, you're going to take this experience now. You're going to take it and you're going to take that frame and squeeze that frame all the way down to like the size of a quarter or maybe even a nickel or dime into the palm of your hand. Feel the control that you have of that now. You're going to lift that up over your head and you're going to lift it back. And once you've got it all the way back behind your neck, you're going to release it. And what I usually do is I usually brush down both my arms and I shake it out and just release that. Now, once you release it, I want you to take 3 deep breaths in. Start the first one through the nose. Hold it for just a second here. Slowly release out. Do that again. Another deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a few seconds. Slowly release out through your mouth. Slowly. Get every bit of that air out. Do it one more time. Slowly breathe in. Hold it. Release it out. Whatever it is that you just released, you should really feel probably a good shift in your energy, some lightness coming over you. And when you release something like that, it's not unusual to experience some other symptoms. Now, you may get itchy eyes, red, watery eyes, symptoms such as allergies. You may get itchiness in your skin. You may sweat. You may get real emotional and things come up where you start remembering things or start crying. Any type of releasing of things like we've been doing here tonight. It's not unusual for emotions to come up and you start feeling it throughout your body as they start releasing. And other things may show themselves to you saying, thank you for releasing this other stuff. Now I'm ready for you to release this stuff too. Are you ready to release it? And if you got those things showing yourself, it's probably a good time to release them. So whatever they are, if something comes up like that, just say, you know, are you ready to be released? And if you get a yes answer, which your subconscious will answer you, and you just go, okay, I'm releasing you now. And if you don't know if it's inherited, it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and do 10 strokes. Now, anytime you're feeling some kind of physical pain in your body and you don't know what's causing that pain, especially like in the center of your back or in your chest, this could be something that's a block of energy that's like a trapped emotion, that's like a ball of energy in your body. So when those pains occur and you don't know why they're occurring and they don't seem like they want to go away on their own, sometimes they need a little extra help. So one of the things that you can do is you can ask, doing strength testing, do I have a trapped emotion, in this pain in this part of my body? Okay. And just say, can we release that trapped emotion now? And then you ask what it is. Is it in column A? Column B is odd number row. Yes. Is it row 1? No. Row 3. So B3, and you go to 3, and you go through that. Is it confusion? Is it just defensiveness? Is it grief? Is it self-abuse? Is it stubbornness? Stubbornness. Do we need no more information? No. So you just go in, go as far as you can with stubbornness. Or another thing that you can do this with a magnet, which is a lot stronger, or you can use your hands. Make sure all your fingers are touching as you do it, and go all the way down. Make sure you hit every part of your body when you're going down. You don't just go like that, okay? That's important to acknowledge. Another thing you can do if you're feeling that in your body, you can close your eyes and just kind of scan your body where you're feeling it and what color the energy is in your body. And you can take that energy out. You start pulling that energy out and do this with your eyes closed. Pull all the energy out. Once you got it, all the energy out, and it's in your hands. Now you can look down and see the color of the energy and the direction of it spinning. If it's something that you don't like how it's feeling, what you're going to do is you're going to take that ball of energy and you're going to turn it the opposite direction so it's spinning the opposite direction. And you're going to keep spinning it, spinning that energy for as long as you need to until it starts spinning fast and spinning on its own. And once it starts doing that, you'll start feeling this shift happen in your body. You should start feeling a shift. And then once we got it to where it's going on its own so fast, you can take that energy, put it in the palm of your hands and hold on to it. And then you take that energy and push it back into the place that you pulled it out of. Okay. Now let me show you a little trick that you can use that's going to help increase your energy, positive energy. So you want to feel better, you want to have more positive energy, you want to boost that energy, the positivity. Let me show you something that you can do to do that. So this is more NLP stuff from David Snyder's techniques. Some things I improvise, so I do part of his stuff and I add my own little twist on things. And there are things that work for me. So however you want to do things, you can go on his videos and watch him and do his things, whatever. He's pretty awesome. He's very talented in these things that he's created. And they've really helped me with anxiety, severe anxiety attacks. And so has the emotion code. It's really helped me get over panic and anxiety and pulled me out of that. So what you can do is you can take an emotional feeling that you felt in the past before that feels really good, the feeling of being in love, having your first child, adopting a child, getting a pet, winning an award, a championship, whatever it is that makes you feel really good. Okay. So getting that feeling and feeling really, really good and positive. And if you can't think of a specific one, sorry about all the noise in the background. Some people like to make a lot of noise. So you can either, if you can't think of one, then you can make one up. You can create and imagine anything that you want to in your mind. And your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and something you're making up. So you can get the same sensation and feeling out of it any way you want. You can imagine yourself making love to a movie star if you want to, if that makes you feel good. So think of a time where you're feeling really, really good, really happy, really successful. You accomplished something. You made a lot of money. You met the love of your life. You had the birth of your first child. You got a promotion, whatever it is. Now, I want you to think about that and focus on that long enough to where you can start feeling the feeling of it in your body. Okay. Not only is this going to start increasing the feeling of love and positivity in your body, just thinking about this and visualizing it, it's going to start raising your vibration. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take where you're feeling that, really focus on it in your body, and where you're feeling in your body, and shoot out that energy out of your body and project the picture in front of you and put a big, beautiful picture frame of that color of energy shooting out from your body and picture frame that vision. Okay. And once you do that, we're going to reach out and take that, and I want you to stretch it out and make it really, really big. And once you make it really big, you're going to take it up and you're going to start pulling it down over the top of you, over and over and over. That vision of whatever makes you feel freaking awesome as hell. And just keep pulling it over and over. Okay. Over and over. Start feeling that sensation. It's going to start filling up through your body. You're going to start feeling the feeling of love, happiness, joy, and just let it fill you up. Just fill you up over and over and over and over and over. Just keep pulling it down over and over. Feel that love. Feel your heart just exploding with sensation of passion and joy. Feel it. Just really feel that. Okay. Strong, strong, strong. Now I want you to take that big old picture, put it back in front of you. Now I want you to really step into that picture and really become one with that picture and put all your senses into it. Really feel it, every bit of it. And once you've done that and you're really feeling every tiny bit of the sensation, when you take that picture and just push it into your across your chest and just breathe it in. Deep breathe in, slowly release out. Do that one more time. Deep breath in, slowly release it out. You should really feel a shift in that energy. By doing that, you should really feel that love and passion come over your body. That's one good way of doing it. So those are some different ways to deal with anxiety, panic attacks when they're happening. I gave you the framing to get rid of it, which usually you're going to see a picture of something that's originally causing it in the first place, has nothing to do with what you're doing right now usually. Pulling out your energy, shifting it around. I gave you some positive framing to put around up and fill your body up with. I showed you some different emotion code healing using the meridian, the forehead. If you're doing this on another person, you'd have to have their permission, act as a proxy. Then you want to do a shield to protect yourself and ask your guidance to protect you as you go through it. And then you go from like the base of the skull down the back with the magnet for them. Okay. If you're doing it for another person, then you're just doing it like this. Um, if you're doing it for yourself, I mean, or if you're being a proxy for another person, which you can do this remotely, work with another person, ask either subconscious, do I have permission to work as proxy for you? You get a yes, and then when you do that, you become them. So when you do the strength testing, you'll get a yes for you, for their name, but not for your name. You'll get a no. Okay. And then you just talk to their subconscious and go through things, and then you do the work on you. So it's always good to protect yourself and ask for a shield of protection of energy, light, and love and appreciation before you start the healing. Okay. So that's our show for tonight for Tap In Tuesdays. I'm live every week on Facebook at 4 p.m. I go live, and there's a link in there that you can get to from Facebook. Okay. So these are some things that are really going to help you with anxiety. And I told you I was going to share with you some daily stuff. So the deep breathing, breathing in through your nose and breathing out either, or you can go whichever you prefer. Doing that for like 20 minutes in the morning where you're not going to be interrupted, and just, breathe in peaceful quietness. This is what we call meditation. Okay. You don't have to wear a certain pair of clothing or anything for it to work. All you got to do is learn how to focus and silence your mind. And what will happen is ideas will start popping into your head for things that you're wanting, goals that you have, things you're wanting to implement and plan. Okay. The answers will start coming to you. And when you start doing this meditation and work daily by using the motion code to start releasing trapped emotions, you need to get this book and start using it. Okay. Dr. Bradley Nelson, the motion code. You want to get it. Um, Start releasing trapped emotions in your body, dealing with the panic and anxiety attacks as they come up when you can't handle them by using the different process I showed you. Focusing on positive things, redirect your way of looking at things to positive. This daily breathing every hour, if you can do the deep breathing at least 6 times every hour, plus do the deep breathing every morning as part of your 20-minute meditation routine. Use these different processes when stuff kicks in quickly and you don't know how to handle it and you need to release it right away. If you need a little boost, do the positivity boost I showed you by getting a positive thought, shooting out that color energy around it and putting it over you and then putting it inside you. That'll give you a big positive boost that'll help keep your energy up and high. Okay. And always, always, always show appreciation for every little thing, whether it's a kind word that someone said, someone helped you with something, someone answered a question, you found a penny on the ground, something worked out well for you. And every day, just look up into the sky and look out and just say thank you to all your guides that are here watching you, loving you, guiding you, helping you every step of the way, because that's what your inner guidance is. It's a GPS that connects with the universe and everything in it and puts everything together to work in your favor. So you do these things, you'll start getting better and you'll start connecting to the universe on a whole new level. Because when you're aligned with who you're supposed to be, nature and everything else just starts responding to you in a positive way. Like you're walking on water, you may as well be Snow White because that's what it's going to be like for you. Everyone will love you. So thanks for joining me tonight. Have a great night. I'm Rene'e Betterton with Life Solutions. Thanks for joining me for healing tonight, and join me again on Tap In Tuesdays every week on Facebook Live at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.